You will die twice. First, when your body gives up, and second, I love my grandfather. He taught me things what YouTube tutorials can't. How to fish, how to tie a tie, how to be a man. He wasn't just my mentor, he was my best friend. Every day after school, I'd throw my bag and sprint to him. Guess what, Dada? He'd put down his tea and listen like I was a Nobel Prize winner. I'd tell him how Jade fell flat on her face while kicking the ball, or how Miss Schuyler scolded the entire class just because one idiot forgot his homework. He'd laugh so hard he'd choke on his tea sometimes. With him, life felt simple, warm, safe, but it wasn't the same for my dad. His only son, Dada and Dad, they hadn't spoken in years because of one stupid fight. Dad wanted to be a Formula One racer. Dada said, too dangerous, no. End of story. But it wasn't just no, it was dreams murdered with a single word. And from that day, silence moved into our house. Thick, heavy, permanent, like a ghost we all pretended wasn't there. They lived under the same roof but were galaxies apart. It's cruel how silence can scream louder than any argument. Then, one morning, Dada was gone. Just like that. No warning, no goodbye. Everyone begged my father to come to the funeral. Neighbors cried, Mom cried, even I begged him. He didn't come. He didn't even lift his head from the newspaper. Pride is a poor armor. It protects no one, but it wounds everyone. I wanted to scream. I wanted to punch something. Instead, I swallowed my anger. After the funeral, I was alone in Dada's room, packing up his things. Old jackets, fishing rods, half-empty perfume bottles. That's when I saw it. A dusty, leather-bound journal, stuffed in a box I had almost thrown out last winter. I opened the journal expecting old bills or forgotten memories. But what I found was a graveyard of unsent apologies. 17 pages. Each one started the same way. I'm sorry, 17 times, 17 letters. 17 times he tried to say it but never did. One line hit me so hard, I had to sit down. Every time I try to send this to you, my hands tremble. God, all this time Dada wasn't angry, he was scared. Scared of his own pride. He loved Dad, but some apologies never leave the lips. They die silent deaths inside trembling hands. That's when I made a promise. This family curse of pride ends with me. I grabbed the journal and ran. Dad was sitting on the balcony, coffee in one hand, newspaper in the other, like every day. Like nothing had changed, like a man made of stone. I stood there, heart pounding like crazy, then quietly placed the journal in front of him. No words, just hope. He looked at it, flipped a few pages. His face blank, like a dead screen. No tears, no gasps, nothing. Maybe I failed. Maybe this curse runs deeper than I thought. I turned to leave, disappointment sinking in. But just as my hand touched the doorknob, crash! The sound of a shattering cup pierced the silence. I spun around. My dad was on the floor. Tears poured from his eyes. He cried and cried like a child. Sorry, Dad, he whispered, over and over, like he was speaking through the pages to Dada. For the first time in my life, I saw my father not as a superhero, but as a broken boy. That's when I knew. I didn't fail. The curse was broken. And my hands, they didn't tremble. That's when I finally understood what a second death truly means. Most people think death is a one-time thing. A heartbeat, a flatline, a funeral. But that's only half the truth. You will die twice. First, when your body gives up. And second, when your name is spoken for the last time. We've all been lied to, told that the only death to fear is physical. But the real enemy? Oblivion. The slow erosion of memory. The quiet deletion of your existence from time. And the hero? That's you. Armed with stories, choices, and courage, fighting to matter long after you're gone. You weren't born into a blank page. You were born into a story already in motion, full of inherited beliefs, broken dreams, unpaid debts, and unhealed wounds. Some inherit money. Others inherit trauma. Maybe your father never said, "I'm proud of you." Maybe your mother cried herself to sleep. Maybe your relatives used your father's situation to their benefit. Maybe love was something you had to earn. But here's the twist. You were the plot twist, the unexpected chapter in your bloodline, the anomaly in the family tree. You didn't ask for this weight, but you carried it anyway. You took the pain and turned it into fuel. You chose discipline over destruction, books over bitterness, growth over guilt. You broke patterns that were generations deep, and because of that, the curse ends with you. You became the first to go to therapy, the first to say, "I love you," and mean it, the first to chase dreams without apologizing for wanting more. That is not rebellion. That is redemption. You broke the silent rule that said, we don't talk about pain in this house. You broke the tradition of emotional starvation. You fought battles that weren't even yours, and won victories that will bless people who don't even exist yet. You are not the victim of your bloodline. You are the bridge between what was and what will be. And that's what makes your story legendary. Because you're the one who said, it ends with me. The world is noisy, distracted, fast, and it forgets people like you every single day. Your story competes with algorithms, headlines, and cheap entertainment. That's the battlefield. You're the underdog. Most people won't even be remembered 3 generations from now. That's not an insult, it's a wake-up call. To defeat the second death, you only need 3 things: a story that matters, a heart that gives, and a purpose that reaches beyond today. You're not just making a living, you're rewriting destiny. You're choosing not to pass down pain, but possibility. You're not just breaking chains, you're building bridges. You're not just a survivor, you're an architect of legacy. And the best part? The ones who come after you will never know the storm you endured, only the sunlight you left behind. You thought this was about death, but this is about transformation. Legacy is your MacGuffin, the thing that drives your every action, the treasure your future family will uncover and say, he was the one. She was the reason we live like this today. Picture this, a little girl, years from now in a house you helped make possible, opening a photo album. She finds your picture, and someone whispers, that's the one who made all this happen. That's the one who broke the curse. And in that moment, you live again. And remember, the second death is not the end. It's the measure of whether you ever truly lived.